STL ToneHub. This is what it sounds like. Pretty good. What's up, nerds? My name's Corey Bergeron. You are watching Corey Bergeron Recordings, and we're back with a brand new video. Recently, STL put out a brand new product called the STL ToneHub, and at the same time, they made the Kemper obsolete. I'm just kidding. Kinda. I think. Time will tell. Okay, let's do a brief overview of what this plugin is and what it does. At the core, you could say this is a digital amp sim, but what makes this different than other products on the market is the technology behind the tracing amplifier. STL claims on their website, "We spent over 2 years designing this amplifier from the ground up to not only be able to capture the precise characteristics of the huge variety of hardware amplifiers in today's market, but also the important real feel when plugging in and playing." They go on to say, "The ToneHub audio core is based on a hybrid engine combining STL proprietary tracing technology and analog modeling at its finest to get the most accurate sounding snapshot of a guitar or bass chain from pedals to amps, cabs, mics, and preamps with the possibility to change the settings, maintaining an impressive degree of realism. This is an unprecedented leap in algorithmic advancement." You gotta love algorithmic advancement. So to put that simply, they were able to create accurate digital profiles of real analog hardware chains. What makes this really cool is if you're a fan of, let's say, Howard Benson's guitar tones, well, he has a preset pack of all of his go-to amps and tones that you can download. Let's say you like John Feldman's productions, well, you can download his bass tones, his guitar tones, all in one preset pack. And there's a large variety of other producers and musicians that have their own preset packs that you can buy and use all within the STL ToneHub plugin. Okay, so now that you have an understanding of how this plugin works and what it is, let's jump into it. I'm gonna give you a brief overview of how everything works, and then I will dial in a tone and we will go from there. Alrighty. What's up? So in front of me, I have the STL ToneHub plugin, and it is set to the factory default settings. When you download it and open it up, it's going to look exactly like this. And then in my hands, I have the PRS SE Custom 24 with the Evertune bridge. So before I go and dial in a tone that I like, I'm going to give you just a brief overview of the plugin so you know what we're doing here. Then we'll dial in a tone. So the first thing you're going to want to check out is over here on the far left, and that is the different preset packs. So if you download this plugin, you get this core pack for free. Or I guess you paid for it, but this is the one that comes with it. And right now, you're also able to download one of the other preset packs, and I decided to download the Howard Benson one as well as I purchased the John Feldman one. But for this video, I'm going to stay within the core pack, so everybody watching this that has the plugin is able to do what I'm doing. On the far left, this is where the signal chain starts. So this is the input into the plugin. Then we have the noise gate and the tuner, and then after that we have these 5 different parameters, and this will really start shaping the sound. So the first one is stomp, and if you have ever built an analog actual, pedal board, guitar amp, and everything, these would be like your stomp box pedals. So this plugin gives us access to a compressor and then 3 different overdrives, and these overdrives all have different characteristics. This is kind of like a full-on distortion, and this is like a tube screamer, and I assume this is somewhere in the middle. I find the two of these together usually sound pretty nice. Moving forward, we have the amp, and this is the tracing amplifier. So this is the amp that they spent 2 years on designing, and it's supposed to emulate all the amps that have been profiled for this plugin. It has all the features that any amp would have: gain, bass, middle, treble, presence, resonance, master, and level. And as an added bonus, you can also change the bias and the sag. Moving forward, we have the cabinet, and this is actually really cool. This is very usable. This is not just some weird gimmick, but this is the virtual microphone. So you can kind of move the microphone around on the cone, and then you have these other parameters here where you can change the distance. You can move the microphone back. You can change the angle. You can add a resonance to it, and you can add a high pass or a low pass. Moving forward to the equalizer, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you've ever used an EQ before, we have a low pass and a high pass. You have a low shelf and a high shelf, and then you have two mid-band frequency ranges that you can manipulate. And I find these are really good for notching out like resonant frequencies that are really annoying. And then lastly, we have the effects here. It starts with the delay and reverb, and they have all the parameters that you'd want from those plugins. You can sync it to the tempo of your track, or you can go by milliseconds or whatever. I really do like the way that these things sound. And then moving forward, you have a chorus, a flanger, a phaser, and a tremolo. And again, they have all the parameters that you would need to manipulate those effectively. And then lastly, you have the output of the plugin. So up here, this is where we have all our presets. So you can see that we have the SLO 100 L gain. L stands for low. You can see underneath it, there's the mid gain and the high gain. And it says who the artist is. In this case, it's just the ToneHub Core Vol 1. It shows the amplifier that was profiled. It's a Soldano SLO 100. It was an oversized Mesa cab, a 412 to be specific. The microphones used were an SM57 and a Royer 121. They profiled it with a Fender Jaguar, and the pickup was an SH11. There's notes and it just says low gain. If you're familiar with guitar amps, you should be able to scroll through this and recognize a lot of them. And you should recognize that it's a lot of different expensive amplifiers. Let's go ahead and let's dial in a guitar sound. At the start of this video, I used mainly high gain sounds, so let's go for a tone that's a little cleaner, maybe with some effects on it. I got these presets. AC30. Sounding pretty good so far. Let's start with the stomps. Let's add a compressor. Okay, let's keep moving forward to the amp section. I really don't have an issue with this sound. To me, it sounds... Let me just turn up my headphones a bit. I don't have an issue with this. And let's keep moving to the cabinet. Again, I'm liking the way it sounds. There's a couple of resonant frequencies in there. Let's keep moving forward. So up next we have the EQ. Let's go ahead and just move this up to, let's say, 100-ish hertz. Making a subtle difference, but it's working. It would help if this was in the context of a mix to let the bass kind of get through there. Okay, there's definitely a resonant, like, pokey, mid-range frequency that's bothering me. Let's find it. It's sounding nice so far. It's sounding full. Let's add some effects. So, delay. It works. Let's turn that feedback down. Let's put it to milliseconds. Put it somewhere around, yeah, somewhere around here to make a slapback. Let's keep going through. Who doesn't like just a touch? Just a touch. Oh, it sounds like more than just a touch. Ooh, you don't say. Okay, now that we've dialed in a sound, let's play it to some drums here. Let's play. Clean guitar tone. Okay, back to the video. In conclusion, I think the STL ToneHub plugin is worth the money. Whether you are a hobbyist musician or a full-time producer, I think at this point in the game, it is necessary to have a good sounding amp sim plugin that has a wide variety of tones and is easy to use. So I think this is definitely a good place to start. Would I use this on a real deal production? Absolutely. Have I already used this on a real deal production? Absolutely. Do you have any experience using this plugin? Let me know in the comment section down below. That is it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And STL ToneHub forever. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.